Well, it's been a super interesting week in the world of e-mountain biking. From Mont-Saint-Anne in Quebec, we had the first ever e-bike World Championships. And talking about North America, there's some massive details on new land access in that part of the world.
Yeah, so we've got your chance to win some Ergon saddles. We've got all your picks coming from all around the world, and of course the bike bowl.
Now, your saddle is a critical part of your e-bike kit. It can affect your performance, and of course it can affect your comfort if you're out for a long day ride. Now, today we've actually got 5 e-bike specific saddles to give away. We've got men and women, we've got small or large. Now, it's a really interesting story, the e-bike specific saddle, Chris, right? Because we've got a special ledge in the back which helps you keep your body in the right position when you're doing climbs. Now, I know a little thing or two about saddles, actually, Chris, because recently did the Tour de Mont Blanc, which was 350k. I don't know if I told you.
11 hours, wasn't it?
11 hours in the saddle every day.
Ride.
Now, the saddle's important. Also, is the liner that you use. Now, did you actually know that Henry Quinney on GMBN did 24 hours without a liner?
Yeah, he must be like leather down there, surely.
Ridiculous. But listen, click on the link below and you get a chance to win one of these saddles, and you can actually decide which saddle you want because there's so many to choose from Ergon. Also, check out the video Doddy did on behind the scenes on the Ergon factory. It's a super cool video.
Cool.
Now, e-bike access in North America has been a complex and probably at times a delicate issue. Now, there's been some big news this week from the Department of Interior, who owns 70% of the public land in North America. Now, this doesn't include the forest parks, that is run by the Forest Service, but huge news. And in a statement, they actually say that e-bikes shall be allowed where other types of bicycle are allowed. Now, this is not just class 1, this is also class 1, class 2 and class 3, which are up to 28 miles an hour. So that's quite a big step for North America, and that's obviously, like I said, that's not just e-bikes, that is non-e-bikes as well. But 28 mile an hour, Chris, that's we're living in a world of 15 mile an hour. That's almost double.
Yeah, it's pretty good news.
So
isn't
for
it?
a country which has been, you could argue, been slightly behind when it comes to access, this is now a gigantic step, I think.
So hopefully that might open the doors to a bit more love coming from the US side of it, for the e-bike side of it. You know, it's been a struggle for those guys with the restricted trail access, and I think this could be the key to opening the doors, hopefully.
Well, it is. The doors are now open.
Wide open. And similarly out in Canada as well, the BC park systems as well, park access have actually opened the doors as well to class 1 e-bikes, so a lot of their trails as well. So they're still restricting class 2 and class 3 bikes, but the class 1 are allowed to go where other normal mountain bikes are allowed to go. So
that's huge. That is actually that's like probably one of the biggest bits of news we've had in 2 years, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think we should actually investigate the land access thing a bit more, obviously, because in the UK it's different, and in Australia and New Zealand, in Israel and Finland, I think in Finland and Norway, some of those Scandinavian countries, access is still quite difficult.
Definitely.
But yeah, big news.
US road trip coming on.
Yeah. Now, staying with North America, on the weekend saw the first ever UCI World E-Bike Championships in Mont-Saint-Anne in Quebec. Now, in the male category, there were no fewer than 4 Olympic gold medalist cross-country racers, the likes of Jaroslav Kulavi, Miguel Martinez, Christoph Sauser, and of course, probably one of the most successful cross-country racers of all time, Julian Absalon. And lots of other types of racer in there, not just mountain biking.
No,
motocrossers in there
we
as
had
well.
some crossover guys. You had Charlie Mullins, who actually was in 4th place, so a pretty impressive result from him. He's come from motocross. We had Windmasters in there. We had Kenta Gallagher.
Now,
Grant
Windmasters
Ferguson.
seem to be on a prototype GT bike.
Yeah,
right?
it looked
Flat
good.
one, right?
Internal battery as well. So gone is that external battery we saw hands round earlier on in the year.
Yeah, so obviously some developments coming from GT. Now, in the women's category, we had Natalie Schneider take gold medal. Now, I actually spent a bit of time with Natalie at the Tour of Mont Blanc.
You went to the Tour de Mont Blanc?
Actually, you went there as well, but you really have. Also, some former bike racers there now. Annika Bierten was in 3rd place.
Yeah, 4-cross legend as well.
Very, very successful 4-cross legend there. So, Chris, I want to talk to you about racing. Now, I'm actually not so sure about 1 hour flat out, because ultimately, I think maybe e-bike racing should be more about the sort of working at the range and having strategy on what mode you ride in, but like 1 hour flat out, you know, those riders are all going to be like 60 kilos riding turbo.
Exactly.
Having said that, it's quite good to see some of those uphill rock sections, and I think
they were cool, weren't they?
Now I spoke to Ollie Beckinsale, former World Cup racer, who we'll come back to a bit later. Now he says that that track is actually one of the hardest, most technical tracks on the cross-country circuit, so maybe it's a good place to go racing e-mountain bikes. But on my thoughts on e-bike racing, we haven't got a level playing field. I don't want to use level playing field. I just want to say that it's not all equal, because every motor reacts and responds and climbs differently. So there's not consistency there. I mean, if everyone's on the same bike, I think that's fair enough.
I think the weight is a massive thing, like we've talked about before. You know, like guys, well, particularly on your Tour de Mont Blanc ride that you did.
Did I say I went to the Tour de Mont Blanc?
You did. The amount of battery you were using there compared to like the lady that won it, you know, Tracy and Natalie Schneitner.
The lady that won it.
Yeah, Natalie Schneitner. You know, she's super lightweight. And
it's not just male and female. It's even within one class. Now, the guy I rode with in Tour de Mont Blanc was 58 kilos. Now, if you're 58 kilos, you can actually climb in eco mode the same as I can climb in trail mode or boost mode. So rider weight is absolutely critical in e-bike racing. And I think that there has to be a weight class in e-bike racing. Otherwise, it just makes no sense whatsoever, because a 50 kilo rider can get up a 20-minute hill probably 3 to 4 minutes quicker. So where's the, you know, or maybe it should be thinking, well, it's like that in cross country, so
lose some weight.
So we'll just get on with it, just lose some weight.
A load of tech in this week. I see Shimano have released something pretty good at Eurobike.
E-bike specific shoes. E-bike specific shoes. Well, it definitely had me scratching my head. Why would you have how could you have an e-bike specific shoe?
I've no idea, unless it's got a special button that links into your walk mode and puts spikes out.
So according to Shimano, no, you're going to be you're putting yourself, putting your components and also your shoes under increased pressure on an e-bike, because you're going to be climbing faster and harder. So you actually need a tougher shoe, apparently. Right. So I'm looking forward to seeing this shoe at Eurobike. But at the minute, it's definitely got my head scratched on it, because why wouldn't you use maybe a downhill style shoe? Yeah,
or a standard like 510 trail riding shoe. Or
I guess it depends if you're clipped in or running flats, right? Lunar Cycles, Chris. Lunar Cycles.
Was it 3,000 watts?
A ludicrous mode, 2,000 watt bike with throttle, or no throttle, actually, no throttle on that bike.
And then 250 watts granny mode.
I mean, should you be calling these things granny or ludicrous? You're just encouraging just ridiculous behaviour, aren't you?
But the bike is good. They say you can't beat a pound for pound bike, even standard or an e-bike, against
€3,500.
Yeah, so it's pretty cheap.
Sorry, $3,500, should I say? Yeah, it's a good price.
Spec list is good.
Yeah, so that's a North American brand, right?
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. So hopefully see some of those out on the trails.
Yeah. So this week coming up is the Eurobike show, so expect to see a load of content on EMBN in the next few days from the festival in Friedrichshafen. Let's know what you guys would like to see, and but in the meantime, this is some comments we had in from last week's show. And this first one's from SWH20.
Yeah, he's saying e-bikes without derailleurs, 5 or 7 speed cassette with beefier chains. I've had to replace my chain 3 times on a year-old bike. Stupid.
3 times? God, how many chains have you gone through?
Yeah.
That's a heavy usage going on there, right?
Yeah, and
I think I changed my chain twice.
Really?
I think so. We've done a lot of work.
Did that race out in Tour de Mont Blanc, didn't you?
Did you hear about that?
No. Ian Ross, he's saying lower prices would be awesome. Can't agree with you.
I think I'd like to see some of that at Eurobike this week. Definitely around about the €1,500 to €2,000 mark
definitely
would be.
A good ballpark,
there's definitely a market there for them.
So it's time for us to see where you guys have been riding in the world. It's time for Where in the World. Get the globe up, Steve.
In the world. Here's the world. Here's the globe.
This is in from Paul, and he's in Jasper in Alberta. He's rented a Levo out to do the local trails. Now he's considering buying a 2021.
Alberta.
65 years old.
Top left Canada.
Yeah. There you go. Look at that. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Ooh, what's going on here?
So this is from Lucas.
Hold on, a nuke-proof Scout and a Santa Cruz
Bafang
5010
Yeah, so
converted to e-bikes.
Homemade e-bike conversions on 2 rad bikes.
There's a question for you then. Do you think that we will see a Santa Cruz e-bike and Eurobike?
I think we will.
This looks like it's in Santa Cruz. Where is this?
This is up in Orange County, Laguna Beach. Hans Rayland, isn't it?
It is Hans Rayland.
Might be able to see him hopping in a rock. On
I mean, what do you think of that then?
I quite like it actually.
You quite like it?
For a homemade build, it looks pretty
I think
good.
you've still got the shakes that you had when you were on the Tour de Mont Blanc, or not on the Tour de Mont Blanc.
So what's coming up on the channel this week, Steve? I'm guessing.
E-bikes from Eurobike. And hopefully there's going to be a e-bike haul in Eurobike like there was last year. But myself and Brandon, we've got an insanely busy week ahead of us. We've got 4 videos coming up on EMBN this week.
Nice.
All the tech, all the bikes, all the future. Hopefully it's all going to be there. What would you like to see? Now, I know you chatted about stuff last week, about like, the new Husqvarna bike, about... apparently there's some new brands of motors coming out.
Really?
There.
I'm quite excited by that. Your little hint about Santa Cruz earlier. I'm quite excited.
It wasn't a hint. It was honestly, it was just a question. Simple as that. I mean, you could say anything. You could say Yeti. You could say Transition. I mean, there's loads of brands that haven't got e-bikes.
Exactly.
But,
I think some of those brands coming out of e-bikes would be quite exciting. As I say, we talked about loads of gearbox side of it combined. That would be cool. Maybe just a bit more lightweight, a bit more range. It's always nice.
Cheaper bikes. Yeah. So it's all coming up on the channel this week. So yeah, don't forget to tune in. Let us know your thoughts on what we bring back to you, what we see out there. In fact, actually get out there if you get a chance to go to Eurobike. It's a great festival. If you've got the time, it's very exhausting. There's about 10 halls of mountain bikes. You got e-bikes, you got road bikes, you got kids bikes, you got everything. It is an absolutely mental place to go to.
Biggest show in Europe, isn't it?
Biggest show in the world, surely.
Is it?
Surely it's got to be. But it's not just about all the new kit. I think far more interesting is actually what you guys are riding out there in different parts of the world, as Chris says. Now I can see it's Bike Bolt time. Now, what is this here? That looks like a mini meteor. What's going on there?
So this one's in from Ivor.
That's got to be Ivor Meteor.
Ivor, he's on his Canyon Spectral on. Where is he, Steve?
He is in...
Get ready for this one.
Oh my God. Jotunheim Mountain area in North. Jotunheim.
Oh, yeah.
Or Jotunheim.
73-year-old rider. He's at the summit before his midlife friends, thanks to my e-bike. So
And he's got his mates there who are pushing their bikes up. Obviously, Ivor, you've ridden your canyon up there. That's a great. I love that.
we're straight in with super nice, right?
Of course it is. Of course.
Give it a big one.
Of course it is. That's a nice shot.
This is from Jorn. He's
That's
out
a nice shot.
with his mirrored.
In Lofton in Norway. That's a
Merida
nice
E160.
shot. Look at that.
That's cool, isn't it? Up above the clouds.
I love that. Do you mind if I get that super nice?
Give it. Boom. And here, Aaron, he's got his 2019.
What was that? And hair.
2019 Powerflight L7.
And hair. Huh?
He's out in New Zealand, Port Hills.
Like, it's poised. Teetering on the edge here, Chris. Teetering on the edge.
Give it a nice, I think. Sorry to break your flow there, Steve. Yeah, this one, Flavian
from North America, surely.
Le Grand Felletin.
Ooh, where's that then? Or is that in France? Le Grand Felletin, 1387 metres.
Cube stereo hybrid 140 with full Fox kit on there.
I'm never a big fan of when a bike's leant up against a post. I'd rather see it sort of.
Yeah, if you just move the back wheel forward, maybe rest
It's
the back
nice,
wheel.
it's nice. Move on. Whoa, that's a nice shot. That's from Joao on his track Powerfly in the Azores. Now, that's a rainy place. It's a bit like West Wales, full of cows and forestry and rain and grass. Nice drop of wine though down there, fair dues. Portugal.
Super nice, right?
Bit of Douro. Super nice.
Whoa, look at this one. Bit of tilting going on with the camera on this one.
Kind of looks like you.
Really?
Yeah.
This is Ian.
Kind of Chris Smith shot.
High bike downhill. He's out in Llanffannin. He's out in Wales. Have you heard of that? How'd you say this one?
Llanffannin.
Llanffannin. 51-year-old e-bike rider. He's out on his downhill bike as well. So triple clamps.
That looks like the start to the Moylvra downhill track to me.
Really?
Nice bit
You
of
built that
rock.
one?
Nice bit of rock. Okay, it's a
Super nice.
It's a super nice because we have a bit of action.
We do.
Ooh, look at that. Where's that hill?
So this is in Gisborough Forest.
Gisborough. Look at that peak.
It's cool, isn't it? Lapierre Overvolt AM 400i.
There is only one way this is going, and that is a super nice.
Nice. And that's it for the end of the bike vault.
Ah, really?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. But don't forget, if you guys want to get your bikes involved, the upload service is the way to get your bikes featured on the Bike Vault, and the details of that are on screen now. Could be you in next week's show.
It will be. It will be. Think positive. So that's it. So if you want to stay with a racing theme, don't forget to have a look at the Tour de Mont Blanc. I don't know if I mentioned that to Chris.
You have done that race, yeah.
The race, the 3-day race around that iconic European mountain. And also the Rock Desert Festival e-bike race, which I did with Jack later on last year, which is another event which is coming up. So the big news this week is to hit the bell. First of all, hit the subscribe, hit the globe, but hit the bell to get all the notifications and tech from Eurobike 2019.
Yeah, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, just some comments in the box below, and we'll see you next week.